you.
You were seeing the mic. The mic. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to today's market call-up, being the 11th of September 2024. It is so good to have everyone around. If this is your first time joining us for the market call-up sessions, please take note that these market call-up sessions are being powered by Okta and brought to you by Value Flow Trading. Right, so the link to this market call-up has been dropped in the chat box. Please share it on your various social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and what have you. I'll be giving us 30 seconds to do that. And right after that, we'll be heading straight to the analysis of today. Right after me, we'll be having CJ analyzing precious metals and yen baskets. And for me, I'll be analyzing the XY, GU, and EU. Right, so please kindly share the link and do what is needful. Okay, and I hope you've been having a profitable week so far. Down to the XY for a monthly time frame, you can see that price is still very bullish. We've not seen any major break to the downside for us to change our bias to a sell on our monthly time frame, of course. And for weekly time frame, right, the overall trends to the upside. But what we're seeing right now is some sort of sells to the downside, and we can see that price is actually struggling to take out this low, but it should take it out eventually and subsequently target this other low here on our weekly time frame, right? And for our daily time frame, you can see that structure has actually been breaking lower, and what I'd want to do right now is to fib my most recent swing from point A to point B, right? And you know that we'll always want to take actions when price has gotten to our optimal trade entries, right? 61.8% fib level or 78.6% fib level, right? So we can see that price is actually stalling at 23.6% fib level. Would always want to sell when price is at premium. So I'd want to see some push to 50% fib level, right? There's even a fair value gap here that coincides with this fib level. So once we see price pushing into this level on a daily time frame, then we should be warming up to continue our sales to the downside. And for our 4-hour time frame too, I'm just going to be fibbing my most obvious swing from point A to point B. Interesting, right? Price is presently at 38.2% fib level, but I will be willing to take an action when I see price pushing into 50% fib level, right? And even better into 61.8% fib level, I beg your pardon, right? Which is a very good place for us to enter, and I can actually see a fair value gap here, right? Interesting point of interest. So once I see a push into premium, 61.8% fib level, I will be warming up to take my sales on DXY. So for today, I am buying into our optimal trade entry and selling price off it. When price gets into 61.8% fib level, I will be willing to take my sell off that point for the DXY. So my outlook for today is a buy to sell dollar, right? Buy into our point of interest and sell it off when once price gets into the levels we have marked. And for our monthly time frame for GBP USD, you can see that price is still maintaining its downtrend. We haven't seen any major break of structure to the upside to say that we have changed our bias on our monthly time frame. And for weekly time frame too, what are we seeing, right? We keep seeing price forming higher highs, right, and higher lows. And where do I see price coming into? I see price trading into this very other block here, and which is 1.34812. Once price trades into this other block on a weekly time frame, I'm expecting some sort of reaction of that point, right? What we're seeing right now on our weekly time frame is actually a retracement into this fair value gap, which coincides with this high, where resistance will become support, and then we'll see more push to the upside. On any time frame too, I'm just going to be fibbing my swing from point A to point B. Right. So I want to see pushing into 50% fib level, which coincides with this high on our daily time frame, right? Once price trades into this high, I expect some sort of push to the upside, right? Price should go bullish off this point once price trades into 50% fib level. And as we can see right here, there's actually a fair value gap here. An interesting point of interest, right? A very interesting point of interest. We have the 50% fib level and we have a fair value gap here. So price should trade into this level and react off it when it gets into this level, right? And for a 4-hour time frame, I'll be plotting the most recent swing too from point A to point B. From point A to point B. You can see that price is actually at 50% fib level and there's a fair value gap here. So we will be marking our point of interest. There's one here, right? Which coincides with 50% fib level. And there's an other block here, 61.8% fib level. So if price disregards this level, this fair value gap and our 50% fib level, then price is coming all the way into 61.8% fib level to take an action from that point. Right, so these are points of interest. These are points of interest for GU. For GU, so I'm selling to buy GU, selling into my point of interest, And once price gets into those points of interest that I'm looking at, then I will be going bullish. I will be going bullish. Of course, when I see price getting into my point of interest, I will be narrowing down to my 1 hour time frame, looking out for my base support formation and continuation with my 5-minute duration. Then I will be taking the buy on GU. Right, down to Euro USD, which will be the last pair for this session, for my own session. On our monthly time frame, price is still maintaining its bearishness. And for our weekly time frame, what are we seeing right here? Right, so price traded into this high, which is a resistance level, and we're seeing a reaction off that point. And for our daily time frame, we haven't seen any break of structure whatsoever to the downside. All we're seeing is structure forming to the upside, right? Breaking the highs and maintaining the lows. So I'll be plotting my fib on this most recent swing. I always want to do that to see what price is doing. Right. So I can see another block here on our daily time frame, coinciding with 50% fib level. And you know that we always want to buy at discount. So I should see price still coming into this level on our daily time frame, and even better into 61.8% fib level, right? Although price has already tapped into this fair value gap on this fib level, I still expect that price should still come into 50% fib level or into 61.8% fib level. So once we see price trading into 50% fib level and we don't see any reaction, and we see price still coming and selling all the way, then we know that price wants to trade into 61.8% fib level on our daily time frame. And for our 4-hour time frame too, I will be doing this, right? This is my most recent swing from point A to point B, right? This is the most recent swing. So I'll be plotting my fib here, right? So what are we seeing right here? On our 4-hour time frame, you can see that price is already at 61.8% fib level. Our optimal trade entry, right? Price is already at discount. So, and we're seeing that price is holding at this point. What I'll be willing to do is head straight to my 1-hour time frame and look out for base formation. Right, something like that has formed, and then there's a continuation. So this trade has actually left me, because if I narrow down to my 5-minute time frame, I'm very certain that I'm going to see a bullish variation on my 5-minute time frame. So if you want to know how the base strategy works, you can actually sign up for our FX bootcamp, and we will be teaching you how it works. We will be teaching you how it works. So we'll be checking if there is a high impact news coming out today using our Forex factory, right? GDP came out flat today on the pound, right, by 7 a.m. And then the next news we'll be having today by 1:30 p.m. is core CPI, right? They're expecting that it should be flat, but if CPI comes out higher than expected, then we should see. I really am of the opinion that CPI should inject price to the upside on DXY. You remember that we said we are buying to sell. So we should see this injecting price to our point of interest on the XY, and then giving us the confidence to actually start preparing for ourselves. So trade with caution today. We have CPI by 1:30 p.m. and you don't want to be caught trading without risk management. Apply proper risk management, then we'll see what price does today. Please, if you have questions, kindly ask your questions. If you have questions, if you have a different bias, we are all here for each other. I'm waiting for our questions. All right, so we have the FX Bootcamp training ongoing. We started on Monday. You can actually still sign up and take the trainings online. If you cannot make it here to our trading floor in Zaria, you can actually take it online. And we have ATM cash flow training coming up next week from the 18th to the 20th of September 2024. You actually don't want to miss out on that. So we're expecting you all to be present for those trainings. Thank you all for having me. I can see that there are no questions. You're welcome, Muyo. So we'll be going on a brief break, and right after that, we'll be having CJ appear before us to analyze precious metals and the end basket. Enjoy your trading day. Cheers and God bless. See you by 3 p.m. for the London session recap.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to the market caller for today, the 11th of September 2024. Wonderful analysis from Cynthia. She gave us insights on the dollar index, gold, GBP USD, and Euro USD. I'm going to be continuing as I give you my analysis and my outlook for gold against the dollar, and then the yen basket, following with some other yen related pairs as we finish the market color for this morning London session today. So we're starting with gold analysis, and from what we're seeing already in the market, we might be having some bullish move on gold continuously to the remaining part of the week. As we're looking at sentiment, we're seeing clear sentiment on bullishness for gold. But however, we would want to see some retracement happen in London session because of the expansion we saw in Asian session. So we would want to see some retracement in London session. Let's take a look at what gold is doing on the daily time frame. Now, if you see on the daily time frame, gold is stalling after creating an all-time high at 2,533. It's been stalling around that region, refusing to break lows to give us further discounts before we buy gold. But we know that the overall trend on gold lately has just been bullish. Now it's stalling at that place. As you can see on this rectangle that I'm drawing right here, that has been the range for gold in the past few days, since the middle of August into September. Now we want to see gold break out of that range. So what we're going to be doing is to be taking shots when we see price at premium. We're going to be taking buys when we see price at discount. So if I see price around this lower boundary of this range, I'll be taking my buys. If I see it around this upper boundary, I'll be taking my sells. But I'm going to be more careful with the sells, seeing that the overall trend is an uptrend. Now let's look at the 4-hour time frame also. Now, if you're looking at the 4-hour time frame, it's showing you almost exactly the same thing we have on the daily time frame. No much difference. Still seeing gold in that same range. Even now, we're seeing the range becoming clearer. Now, let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. Same thing, but on the 1-hour time frame, we're seeing good entry setups for sales and good entry setups for buys. Now you can see that gold has already taken out this liquidity right here. Okay, so it has grabbed liquidity to the upside. Now we're going to be looking, what is the next level of liquidity that gold would want to grab? Now, if you look carefully into this upper boundary, one of the reasons why I'm applying extra caution towards taking a sell on gold today is because if you look closely here, price didn't really grab all the liquidity there. So at least we were expecting maybe a week to trade above this 2,529 price point. So that could be an inducement where we will see price sell a little bit and then go to consume all the liquidity residing there. Seeing that gold has already taken the 2,500 threshold, we're expecting the next QP or the next quarter point or the next threshold for gold to be around 3,000 level. So the next move for gold is going to be a bullish move, rallying up to 3,000 level. The reason why I'm confident in that is because we saw what gold did around 2000 level. That was towards the end of last year. And into the first half of this year, it was rallying towards 2,500. Now that it has hit the 2,500 mark, we'll see some retracement and then a continuation heading towards 3,000 level, or at least 2,750. So we'll be keeping an eye on these two price points as we trade gold on intraday basis. Now, looking at today, seeing where price is, I would want to wait for gold to give me some retracement before I buy. Like I said, based on our sentiment, based on our value flow models, we're having a bullish day on gold. So we'd want to wait for this retracement to happen very well before we take the buys. So we'll be looking forward to areas where this retracement is going to be heading to. Now, if you're looking at this level right here, you'll be seeing all this diagonal liquidity residing on the 15-minute time frame of gold. So I'm looking to see if gold is going to break all this diagonal liquidity right here and trade into this left shoulder at this juncture. Okay, so you can see that we have a box pattern clearly on 15 minutes where we saw a left shoulder, a break to the downside or a sweep to the downside, then a break of structure that created the left shoulder. Now we'll be expecting a return back here. So I'm expecting something like this. If you're very conversant with the box structure, you would know why we're expecting price to trade back into this level. So this is what I'm expecting. If I see gold trade into this level, then I'll be willing to buy it back up. The reason why I would not want to take the journey of the sell all the way to the downside is that gold has every reason not to come all the way back down here and break above before coming down. So I will be careful, knowing that the general sentiment is for a buy. I'll rather wait for price to come and meet me at my own point and at my own terms so that I'll take the trade to the upside instead of jumping on the trade. So that is that on gold. So let's take a quick look at the analysis for the yen basket. If you have a question or a commentary based on the analysis we're dropping, please feel free to share it in the chat box and we're going to look at it together. Now, if you remember last week, I said that we were going to see yen basket, either it returns all the way here or it finds some support around this level right here, where we saw it taking a lot of time to break this level where I have my dotted line. So we said either it comes back all the way to this other block, which is about 50% of the whole swing to the upside, or it starts finding momentum to the upside. So we're seeing that it has found support around this level from last week into this week. We saw that play out, and then Lake also emphasized on it, and we're seeing that the yen basket is resuming its uptrend. Now, we've been seeing that there is no hawkish news coming out from the Japanese government, where they are also saying that interest rates looks good and there might be signs of further increase in the interest rate going forward, making the yen the best and preferred safe haven asset at the moment. Looking at what's happening in the US with regards to the elections and uncertainties coming out from the economy, the yen still remains the preferred safe haven asset. So at that, we'll be looking to go long on the yen continuously and break newer boundaries. So we'll be looking at old highs that the yen has not broken so far, and we'll be targeting it. First off, we'll be looking at the high it created somewhere in the beginning of last month. And then the next place we'll be looking at is the high following that. So these two places are the next targets for the yen basket. And then we'll be looking at all this diagonal liquidity residing here. If the yen continues being bullish, we'll be targeting all this diagonal liquidity to the upside as points of interest for the yen buys. Okay. So that is that for the yen. Very clear, very direct on the direction of the yen. Now let's take a look at GBP JPY and other yen related pairs. For GBP JPY, same thing is happening, very similar. We expected GBP JPY to trade into this level, but then seeing that the yen has found strength and being a preferred safe haven asset, we'll be seeing all the other pairs losing strength against the yen, starting from USD JPY to Euro JPY, which looks like the weakest at the moment, and then GBP JPY. Now, we saw GBP JPY try to rally a little above, but it couldn't. Now we're seeing a resumption of the downtrend on GBP JPY. So if you know that is a pair you're interested in, you can start looking for short positions if you have not, because you might look like you're late to the party, or you can wait for a brief retracement and then a continuation. I, for one, was speculating to see GBP JPY return here. At least a break of structure and a retest won't be bad for some entry. So I was waiting for GBP JPY to return here. I still have here as an interesting point of interest for me. I want to see GBP JPY return into this level, and then I would sell it off. If not, I'll just want to see it take some liquidity to the upside before taking another round of sales. So GBP JPY, clear sell on 4-hour time frame. On 1-hour time frame, GBP JPY, clear sell. What we're going to also be looking at on the 1-hour time frame are points of interest for entries. Now, if you look carefully here, you'll be seeing a box pattern that has formed here, where we saw a sweep and then a break of structure. Now we're expecting a return. Apart from that box pattern right there, we're seeing also a breaker block around the same level. So I'm seeing multiple points of interest for GBP JPY, and I'm very interested in seeing it trade all the way back up so that I can start shorting GBP JPY to the downside. So I've marked out all my points of interest. You can see them right here on the 1-hour chart. I'm waiting for it to resume, and then we'll be selling it to the downside. So you can also replicate these chart markups on your various charting platforms so that you can take advantage of these trades when they start playing out. So for GBP JPY, I'm expecting a buy and into these regions, and then a sell afterwards. So this is what I'm expecting on GBP JPY. Okay, so for Euro JPY, very similar thing to what we have on GBP JPY, where we have the box pattern right here. We also have a breaker block below it. These are the 2 points of interest I had on GBP JPY. They're replicating themselves here on Euro JPY. So we'll be looking forward to seeing price trade into these zones, and then we'll be looking to take our short positions from there. If you see price trade all the way back here, it's quite decent because we'll be seeing price at premium, which is our preferred level for a sell. So for Euro JPY, we're looking forward to seeing price trade all the way here and then sell to the downside. Lastly, for USD JPY, I, for one, am very interested at this point in seeing USD JPY collapse. Not like I'm wishing it bad luck, but then this is what the market is showing us at this moment. We want to see further sales on USD JPY. Sentiment is also giving us that signal that USD JPY is for a sell. So I'll be looking forward to take advantage of it going forward. So what I want to see now is a pullback. Seeing that Asian session has played out. Now, one thing you need to consider is that JPY pairs are Asian pairs, because JPY is the currency of the Japanese as a country, or for Japan as a country, I beg your pardon. And now, their most active sessions are the Asian session. So most times, when you come in the Asian session, you see that price has already made the move. Now, what you likely do if you're not able to take advantage of it in the Asian session is to wait for a retracement during the London or New York session. Afterwards, you take your entries and ride it to the direction that the trend is showing you. In this case, the trend is showing us for a sell. Sentiment is also showing us for a sell of USD JPY, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and all yen-related pairs. What we'll be waiting for is a pullback, and then after the pullback, we're looking forward to sales on these currency pairs that we've analyzed. Right about now, we want to take questions if you have any, so that we can round off today's analysis. If you have any question, please make sure you ask your question. But if you can't ask your question here, you can also send it in the market color group on Telegram, where we'll be very available to attend to all your questions, especially the ones that has to do with chat and other inquiries. Now, if you want to make other inquiries on any of our products and courses, do also send a message to us on WhatsApp via our WhatsApp number. 081 60 99 50 30. I'll take it again, 081 50 99 60 30. All right, send a message to us and we'll be able to get you onboarded on whatever inquiry you want to make or any purchase you want to make. We have our courses, like Cynthia said, we have our bots running, and then we also have our TDA by 3 p.m. So these are the announcements we have for today. So Pips Online is saying, I missed USD analysis. Are we expecting a USD weakness today? So you can catch a recap on YouTube immediately because we're streaming live on YouTube. And one of the reasons for this is so that you can always watch the recap. So if I tell you now, you'll not be able to go back and watch it on YouTube. So I want you to get back there and watch it on YouTube. So please kindly check our YouTube page at Value Flow Trading Hub, and you'll see the live video that's currently running. You can get the recap on the dollar from there. Okay, so I'll give you a tip. We're expecting something on the dollar, so find it out on YouTube. Thank you very much, everyone, for your questions. Thank you, everyone, for your presence. We do not take it for granted. See you tomorrow. Please make sure that you also share the link for the YouTube videos, which are already going to be a replay by the end of this session, and then share the link to the Market Color group. There's many people who you know are interested, so that we'll keep giving this great value to you all and you enjoy it as much as possible. Okay. All right. Until we meet again by sorry, p.m. Nigerian time. We wish you good luck and good trading. Cheers and God bless, guys.